Okay, it's a beautiful day here on the farm. Cats are moving around and the dogs is here as well, having a good time in the morning hours. The peacocks are also roaming around. Those are the female peacocks. Sun is coming out, you see? The beautiful sun is coming out. Yeah, such a beautiful day. You can see all the fruit trees are blooming. Those cherry trees are blooming. You see, that's the cherry tree is blooming. Such a lot of flowers. You see the flowers? So we have a bunch of cherry trees. So here in the front we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. About 4 cherry trees. 4 or 5, that one too. But 5 cherry trees in the front yard. Hey kitty. You good? Yeah. You're all right. And let's go and see on the other side. How are things looking here? Oh, it's beautiful. Look at the sunlight coming through. Wow, just beautiful. You can see the mulberry. That's the mulberry tree. And actually I can see the fruits. You see the fruits? Right there. Right there. You see? That's the mulberry fruit. And those fruits will ripen very soon, and they will have full of mulberry. So that's a mulberry tree. I trimmed it to make it like a bush so we can reach it easily, but it'll have full of mulberries. It's a beautiful tree, and the mulberry fruits are very delicious and good for you, very nutritious. Okay, so here we go. That's the cherry tree here we have. And you need, so this after flowering, they have to cross pollinate. These are the sweet variety of cherries. That means you need at least 2 trees to make it a pair. That means you would need like almost like a male and a female tree. So if you have a two trees minimum, that will be considered like a cross pollination between trees. That means we have honeybees here. We have honeybee hives, so the pollination becomes much easier. So the honeybees would fly on this tree, and as they take the nectar and pollen from this tree, and they fly to the next cherry tree that we have in the front there that I showed you, and they will cross pollinate on those flowers, the pollen grains that is stuck to the honeybees or insects, and those cross pollination will make the fruit, the sweet cherry fruit happen. The flower becomes the fruit. And that cross pollination between the 2 trees, at least minimum 2 trees, is very important part of bearing fruits for the sweet cherry. Now the sour cherries don't need cross pollination because they are self-pollinating, but not the sweet cherry. These are sweet commercial cherries, very high grade cherries, and they do need cross pollination between 2 trees at least. Okay, so that's how it looks. So beautiful out here. And let's see What else we have? And these cherries will bear fruit in about, after pollination, the flowers will become like, like fruits. And from that period onwards, it'll take about 3 months for it to become a fruit. Then you have to wait for it to ripen. But they will bear a lot of fruits. Usually cherry trees bear a lot of fruit. And this is the first time it is going to get a fruit because it has so many flowers. I'm thinking this year it should fruit, and this is the first time that it's going to fruit. At least this tree that you see here. And like I said, these are very high quality sweet cherries. You see all the flowers, it's a lot of them, thousands of flowers. And the honeybee loves them because honeybee likes to get the pollen for the beehive, because that's part of their food source and all that. And then also it gives the nectar and all that. So these cherry flowers are really important for honeybees as well, especially when you have a big honeybee colony. These flowering trees like cherries will really help them out. Hey kitty, how's it going? Alrighty. The chickens are looking fine there. Okay, let's see the peacocks. Oh yeah, they're having a good time. Look at the peacocks sitting there and looking around. You see, those are the two male peacocks, so beautiful. Yeah. Hey peacock, how's it going? It's a beautiful day. Wow. Hey peacock, how's it going? You alright? They're so beautiful. You see that? So beautiful. So this is a tree that fell down last time because just the root got loose in the rain and stuff and fell down a few months ago, like last year. I let it be like that for becoming, so it can become a little house for the chickens and the peacocks, and they love it. And the tree is actually still flowering. You see, the tree is not really dead because just the roots came off the ground, but then some roots are still in the ground, part of the tree's root. And you can see there the tree is still flowering, so the tree is still alive. I will just let it be like a horizontal tree where it becomes a natural habitat. It becomes like a huge bush. So this is how a tree becomes a bush when you let it. And I like the natural way of nature. In nature, that's what happens when things fall apart or things become like this. For example, it becomes a natural way of growth, and it becomes still is living, and still it provides shelter to the plants and other birds that cannot fly that high, like chickens, they can easily hide in here because it's not too high. It is just high enough to keep them away from any other dangers, but it's not too high that they can they can fly. So even the birds that can't fly that high, like chickens, can get sanctuary in such a situation. So that's why I let nature do the job, and I just manage what I need to manage. But you see, the tree roots came off, but the tree, some part of the roots are still in the ground. And because of that, the tree that is horizontally laying down is still alive. And that is going to be their shelter because they love it. At night, they don't really prefer the coop as much, especially in the summers. Only in the winter, they might use a little bit, but mostly in the summer, they like to have more of the shelter under the trees because that's more natural to them. They like it. You see, one part of the tree is still up and growing. The other part, they are like one tree is split into two. So this one split became a fallen tree, and the other trunk is still growing up straight. So that's good. And that might fall down, so I may have to cut it so that it doesn't destroy my chicken coop because that's leaning. And at least I have to cut from halfway so that it doesn't destroy my coop before it falls down. Because see, that root can give up and can fall down, especially because it's leaning, right? So that's one thing I have to do. But besides that, things are looking good. You see the chicken eating from the chicken feeder. That's how the chicken feeder I made works. It's basic science of gravity fed chicken feeders. You put PVC, like a 4-inch, 5-inch PVC elbows on a barrel after you cut a hole, and glue it in with some silicone, fill it up with some chicken feed, and chickens love it. Peacocks love it. So peacocks and chickens eat out of that feeder. Yep. So that's how it is. Okay. Let's see. Well, it's a woodpecker. You see, I'm going to show you a woodpecker if I can catch him in the camera. Yeah, it flew off, but there was a woodpecker. It's still here. It's behind the trunk of the tree. It's trying to peck on the wood there. Woodpeckers are very agile. They're very alert. So they always keep a lookout for things, even a camera. But you can hear a woodpecker from a distance when they start pecking the wood. It's loud. That's him. He was pecking on the wood. Trying to find some holes to get some meal. You know, that's nature. Everything is alive and happy and pretty much self-sustained. The only thing that is not self-sustained are humans. You know, they can't hunt. I mean, they can, but not like they used to. So they have to get some help from the Walmart and stuff. But other than that, most of the animals out here are self-sustained. Even the chickens, they prefer to eat the bugs under the grass. And they only eat chicken feed if they have to. But most of the time they are free ranging, and they love to free range. I need to clean out the swimming pool. That's an old swimming pool, above ground pool, that I need to clean it out and put a new one for our kids to swim in. Yeah, the peacocks are having a great time. Already. Hmm? What's going on? Hmm? Hmm? They like to get little rubs sometimes. They like to get little pat. Hey, kitty. Hmm. Yeah. And you can hear them purring because they like to show their happiness. When they're purring, they're happy and cozy.